We are underway. Good morning and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another live edition of Kiwanis Connects, coming to you from all over the country. That's right. I'm in Virginia Beach. John is in Las Vegas. And, of course, the incomparable Doc Val. She's back in a parking lot. What is going on in the parking lots, Val? How are you, my friend?
I'm awesome. But what's up with that? Another parking lot. I'm actually here in Reno, Nevada.
I think we're going to start calling you Doc Nomad because you're all over the place. That's it, Nomad. Dr. Nomad. That's going to be your new nickname. Doc Val is up in Reno. As you can see, what is that truck behind you there? A little trailer. What is that all about?
It is about one of the best Kiwanis programs I've ever seen. And so our guests today are just arriving, but it is the Kiwanis Bicycle Education Program, and we're in their parking lot. And I wish I could do a pan so you could see all of the trailers and everything that are out here, and their safety garden and all different kinds of things. I mean, this is one of those wraparound programs that's absolutely phenomenal. And so as we're going through, we'll actually change venues, but for now we're hanging out outside. It's a good brisk 41 degrees, and I am in my Kiwanis Connects shirt.
I know if it wasn't game one of the World Series, and I know all my friends back there on the West Coast would probably hate me right now. I too would probably be wearing my Kiwanis Connects jersey, but I gotta rep my guys. Game one tonight out in LA.
Out in LA.
41st time the New York Yankees are appearing in the World Series. You know who the number 2 team is, Val? You know who the second most appearances in a World Series are by any team is the Dodgers, Brooklyn/LA. They are making their 21st appearance in World Series, while the Yankees are making their 41st appearance in the World Series play. So it should be fun. I know the Major League Baseball.
I went to look for tickets for my sister-in-law because I needed some extra sister-in-law points. But it was $1,800 for nosebleed seats for tonight.
Yep. That's why Major League Baseball is praying and thanking God to the baseball gods above that the 2 biggest baseball markets right now are in the World Series coast to coast. And it's good for baseball, and it's good for the fans, and it's good that this is happening for a lot of reasons. But you talked about not being able to show people what's around you. Look, operate your camera, tilt it around, show people what you got, or have somebody do it for you. But you're waiting. Okay. Go ahead. Yeah, show people where you're at. That's right. There you go.
Yeah, I'm like doing it. Can you see it?
Yeah.
It's like I'm just doing this, and I'm going to actually be able to include. She's like moving away from the camera, but this big, huge building is all here, and my friend Ellen is here.
Hello, Ellen.
Hi. How are you?
Good. How are you doing? Welcome
to hook her up with a mic, and so she's all good.
Excellent. Welcome to Kiwanis Connects. How are you today?
Dandy, fine. How are you?
We're doing very well back here in Virginia Beach. I have was Ellen, were you at the decon up in Reno a couple of years ago when Val was governor?
Yeah, I think I heard that rumor. I kind of co-chaired it with my husband. I was there.
Yeah, we probably
said yes.
Okay, well, we probably crossed paths then because I was up there. I hosted her dinner that Thursday night,
and we listened to your talk that night.
Oh, you did? Oh, I'm sorry. About
so be careful.
Okay. So you were in attendance when I lost my shirt off my back that Thursday night?
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
Okay.
$500 for a really good cause.
Oh my Lord. I came home so my wife wondered why I came home lighter in the luggage. I had to explain all of that. But anyway,
I felt so bad for you.
I know. Well, I think everybody made out pretty good. I think the Literacy Club made out, Julie made out good, and I made out good because Douglas covered my membership that year. So it was a win-win.
Oh, really?
Absolutely. John Brummer says hello to you guys, Ellen, and to myself. So John Brummer and Val, hello from John Brummer.
Hi, John.
You guys have a beautiful day up there in Reno, but Ellen, it seems like you're missing somebody. Don't you have a partner in crime that does all this bike stuff with you?
I sure do, and he's walking around over by the front gate looking at something. I don't know what.
Okay, well, hopefully it's nothing like urgent, Val. What's going on over there?
Well, I'm really hoping that he's going to open the doors and we can go inside. It's
He is. He already opened it.
so it'll be great. But I
Okay.
just really wanted people to see the magnitude of this Kiwanis project. Oftentimes people think, oh, it's about bicycles or it's about, a bike safety helmet rodeo. This program just blows your mind. And when you look at this, it's like, how many acres are we dealing with here?
About an acre.
About an acre.
But we also just got, you spanned over there just a minute ago. The Kiwanis Community Bike Track is about a month old.
Wow. And who
It's
did your club put that bike track in?
Not us. An
Who
Eagle
put it-
Scout did it for his Eagle Project.
Oh,
And the sign says that it's the Eagle Project for Scouts with Elks and with a company here in town, Reno Rock Transport, who donated all the DG for it. And
Right
I
on.
was really pleased to be partnering with the Elks again.
right on. What? How long has this project been going? When did the project first get started?
Well, if you talk to Bill, what was his last name? Bennett, who preceded us, it started in the 1990s. We started about 2000 when he retired, and it became a joint project of us with the Reno Sunrisers for a while, but then they decided it was a lot of work. So it became a Sparks Kiwanis thing. And we have about 40 people now who participate not only in that, but also in, well, last night they were here making stuff for Christmas for the Kiwanis Crafters, which is a new craft activity that some of us are doing. We had a gal who said, I don't want to do bikes because that's my husband's thing. So now we have a craft project. We were at, you've heard of Caesars because you came from Las Vegas, right?
Yeah, it's a good salad, I understand.
Oh, yeah, it kind of is, but it's also a big conglomerate in the United
yeah.
States of casinos. And
I've
they
heard
were
about
doing a volunteer day yesterday for their people, and we made care bags for domestic violence shelter here. So we
cool.
kind of go all over the map. We don't know that we're just a bike program.
There you go.
I
And
couldn't
then
help that.
and there's Roger.
And Roger's
stepping in
here
there.
now.
Good morning, Roger.
Roger. And so Roger was looking at the perimeter and doing all this stuff. And I met Roger at my very first decon when we came out here to Reno. And so this has been a long-term love affair with Roger and Ellen and this whole program. And so I'm really glad that you guys got a chance to meet two of my favorite people outside of you guys,
Oh, sure. Now
And
they're
John.
crap shoes. Oh, and John. Even John got a plug? Wow.
Even John.
Got a plug. He's not even listening. He fell asleep back there behind the control board, I'm sure. Oh, there he is.
There
he
is
is.
John.
He jumped in there. So Roger, how did you get started in all of this? I mean, do you have a love affair for bikes? I mean,
yeah, I've been doing bikes for a long, long time, about 70 some years. So, yeah, we picked this up from another club here in Reno about 25 years ago, and have been really busy with bikes, starting small, growing it bigger and bigger. So,
Can I tell a story? In
Sure.
the 1970s, somebody dared him to build a bike that was a 12-speed because they hadn't made them yet.
Right.
And it made him mad enough he built one. And that's when he got in love with bikes.
I of course, I'm going to hit the stove real quick.
Absolutely.
I spent the morning talking with some of our colleagues in Malawi and Africa. We're building a stove for cooking in Africa that is, we're getting on the final stages of it. It's basically one that burns pellets with no smoke and with no electricity, which nobody else has been able to do. So we're really happy with that. Our colleagues are excited.
What it's called.
It's called the Cinewick stove, which is Kiwanis spelled backwards. And so we have
I got to look
stove.
at that. I got to look at that. Wait a minute. Yeah, I guess it would be, right? Cinewick. Yeah, there you go. All right.
Yeah, see? You can always learn some new thing every day. So, but it's coming along. We have to get certain parameters to make. We have to have certain efficiency, certain low carbon monoxide, low PM 2.5, and then they'll start building it. We're working with a group called Self Help Africa, and when we get a prototype ready, they're going to be the ones that make it in Africa and sell it in Africa. So we're doing it all we're not patenting it or anything. It's all free source. So
Right on.
that was my first hour this morning.
And tell him why.
There you go. Hey, Val, let's step aside for a quick break. I know you want to relocate. It's almost quarter after. So let's step aside. You guys relocate. We'll get back to stories. And let's do that. What do you think?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Excellent. All right, everybody, you're watching Kiwanis Connects. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. Val will be somewhere. I'll be back somewhere, and you'll be back there listening. Don't go anywhere. More to come.
Are you feeling overwhelmed or stressed? Remember to take a moment for your mental health. At the Mental Health Moment, we believe in the power of self-care and community support. Our mission is to encourage and empower individuals across generations to prioritize their mental well-being. Our program called CARE takes you through community, awareness, resources, and education so we can support you every step of the way. Join us at the Mental Health Moment. Visit our website or follow us on social media because your mental health matters. Remember, take a moment for your mental health.
At Kiwanis Family House, we build communities and give hope. But when someone is sick, families can be tested in ways they never imagined. Parents have to travel far from home to get their child the complex medical care needed. They may have to miss work and worry about paying the bills, and all the while, trying to keep their family together. That's where Kiwanis Family House comes in. Kiwanis Family House provides a home away from home for families with sick family members receiving treatment at nearby hospitals. Families stay at Kiwanis Family House for as long as they need. This allows them to be close to their sick family member and each other during a stressful time. Every day, Kiwanis Family House witnesses how families are a powerful source of support and healing during difficult times due to illness or trauma. Every day, Kiwanis Family House celebrates the importance of family and the power of love and support.
Kids need Kiwanis, and Kiwanis needs you. The Kiwanis Club of Santa Rosa has been improving the quality of life for kids and families in the Sonoma County for about 100 years. How? By addressing the needs of children in their own community and region. The Kiwanis Club of Santa Rosa does book giveaways for K-5 grade schools that support reading as fundamental. Students in each grade get to select a book and build their own private library. Community outreach included building the K-Land Old West in a family park right in the city of Santa Rosa. Students also get a great opportunity to learn important leadership skills by being a part of the Kiwanis-sponsored youth program called Key Club. Of course, many of the programs that are provided cost money. The club's famous pancake-making machine can be found at Father's Day breakfast, graduations, the Santa Rosa Marathon, and more to support their fundraising efforts. They also volunteer at the Redwood Empire Food Bank by sorting donations, weighing carrots, packed food boxes, and even hosted food collection drives to help their fellow families and neighbors in need. What can you do to help? Join our Kiwanis Club and enjoy fellowship with other like-minded people from our community who wish to make a difference in a child's life and the child's family. For more information, visit our website at kiwanisofsantarosa.org or on the Kiwanis Club of Santa Rosa on Facebook. You can email us at santarosacakiwanis@gmail.com. Come be a part of the Kiwanis Club of Santa Rosa as we help build strong communities, one child at a time. All right, for you golf aficionados, next Wednesday, the 30th, I will be in Orlando. And if you want to participate in the pairings party, first annual Lewisburg Golf Classic, please come on down. It'll be located at the Guacamole Mexican Restaurant. $25 includes a free drink, coupon, and food. Raffles, auction, autographs, pictures, live DJ. Celebrities will be there. Not only will I be there, Nick Anderson from the NBA will be there. Anthony Bowie from the NBA. Kenny Shaw from the NFL. Ray Hamilton from the NFL. Gunnar Draft, he's a pro wakeboarder. And Adrian Pinheiro, he's a boxer. They'll all be there. Come on down, support a good cause. The Verb is the nonprofit that is benefiting. Check it out, LewisburgGolfClassic.com. All right, welcome back to Kiwanis Connects. If you're watching us on Facebook, thank you so very much. If you're watching us on YouTube, that's okay too. We love you there too. But in a couple of days, if you got Roku, make sure you download the WWDB TV channel on your Roku service so you get all the plethora of options of shows you can watch, not only of Kiwanis Connects, but of all the great shows that are on the network. With that, it looks like Doc Val, Ellen, and Ray are now inside. Look at them
Isn't
bikes.
that phenomenal? So explain what this room is, Ellen.
Well, our main mission, obviously, is Kiwanis serves kids, right? Well, one of the ways we serve kids is by teaching, repairing, and giving about bicycles. We teach kids how to keep them repaired if they own them already. We teach kids how to ride, but last but not least, we donate about 600 bikes a year to schools and youth programs. This is the room where most of the kids' bikes are, and we donate bikes to schools this is their shopping room. Think of it that way. They come in and they get, these is the helmets, because you never send a bike out without a helmet, right?
Mhm.
And they can come in and get up to 4 bikes per school per quarter. I think there's over 70 elementary schools in Washington County now. So
Wow.
you do the math. Mostly the at-risk schools are the ones that we serve, because they use them. They call them positive behavior incentives. You know what we call them? Bikes for bribes. They use them for everything from math and reading, which is where this program started way back when,
Mhm.
to using them just for incentives for truancy. If the kids
Right.
come to school, they're more likely to get there if they're riding a bike. Sadly, in Reno, we have a 3-mile perimeter for middle school and high school kids that they have to walk to school because we don't have enough buses.
Wow.
So we also do commuter bikes for the older kids, and we could take you down to the old people's room, but you're used to seeing old people's bikes, right?
You know what, the beachcomber sand bikes with the big tires? Is that what you're talking about?
We have some of those too. You know where those goes? Those go to Burning Man. Have you heard of Burning Man?
Yeah, I've heard about it once or twice. Yes, I've heard of it. Never been there, of course, but
Well, it's a big party in the desert, and it ends up when you're riding on lots of sandy stuff. Beach cruisers are a lot better.
yeah.
So that's one of the ways we pay for our program, is to sell bikes to burners every year in September. They
Right
take
on.
them out, use them for a week, bring them back and donate them back so we can use them again next year.
I think this is a great system. It's like, so people buy them, they go and use them. Where do they put them so you guys can get them back?
Right here.
Right here.
They bring them right back here.
Or
They have to turn their rental car in anyway.
Oh,
So on the way to the airport, they drop them off here. The other thing is they have what they call camps out there, which is bunches of about between 20 and 100 people that camp together.
Mhm.
And they have big trucks that they take their stuff out in. Well, ends up they eat all the food and stuff, right? So they have plenty of room to not only bring their bikes back, but bring other people's too. And then we fix them up and they go back out to the playa next year. But those are not the bikes we use for kids,
Right.
because by the time they've been out to the playa, they're kind of used.
Where do you get the bikes that you give away for the kids? Where do those come
From
from?
community donations. We're lucky to have the fire departments collect them for us, as well as us. So you can say to somebody when they call and say, I have a bike I want to give you, any local fire department, just take them there in Washoe County and they'll get the bikes for you. And then they call us when they have a trailer full, and we go out and pick up a trailer full of bikes, which is a great partnership.
Now, there's stores up there like, oh, I don't know, a Target or a sporting goods store that has brand new bikes that they would like to donate. I'm sure you wouldn't turn those away, right?
We don't, but they don't usually give us those. What they do give us, though, indirectly through one of the other nonprofits in town, is their defectives that have something wrong. Or the other thing is if they don't have anything wrong, but if their bike techs weren't quite on their mark with fixing them,
Gotcha.
if people return them because something's wrong with them, then we
Okay.
get those bikes.
that's perfect.
So
Well,
that's a kind of a win-win.
That's
And
good.
I
So
know
how
that
many,
Roger does workshops and teaches people how to fix bikes. And
Okay.
so do you tell us a
Before we
little
go
bit
there, though, I want to tell you about summer camps, or you can tell them about summer camps. Every summer,
we have plenty of
and-
airtime.
she told me to talk about it. The summer camps are programs we run for 1 week. For the
Okay.
younger kids, they get to work half a day on learning to ride bikes and fix bikes. The older kids get to work all day. They go out and ride in the morning. And then what I like to say is they learn how to fix the bikes they broke in the morning, in the afternoon. And we have a repair shop. And in the repair shop, we have all the tools and everything you need to fix your bike. So now I'll give it to Roger and he can talk about what they do in the repair classes.
Well, but as he gets ready to talk about that, do we have a repair that perhaps we can get Val to work on with your direction as you're sharing with us some of this stuff? Is there something we could show and do?
Sure.
How much time have we got?
Well, how much time do you need?
Well, we've been working on kids' bikes. If you'll give me a minute to go find one, we'll move into another room. Just let me find a bike first so I can get it set up. You guys can talk in the meantime.
Okay, and then he could talk through the repair stuff. And that, I think something like 15 minutes or so, 15, 20 minutes, something easy.
You're trying to put me to work. You're putting me to work is what you're saying, right?
Well, listen, I figure I can do that. I'm 2,500 miles away in Safe. You can't hit me for doing that. So,
you know what? We teach lots of people all the time. And what we like to tell the parents is, no, we won't fix it for them. Bring them in. We'll teach them how. So this just fit right in.
And I'm a beneficiary of the bikes. One of the best governor gifts I got, and for people who don't understand, when you're governor, you get gifts every time you visit a new club or a division. And one of the best gifts I ever got was a purple bicycle from this amazing lady.
No, it came from Roger. He found it in the store of bikes.
And Andy's staring at me going, "What are you going to do with that?"
That's exactly what he said.
And popped that puppy in my car, said, it's going home. It is one of the protected items, the Corvette, out on the driveway. My car, out on the driveway. But that bicycle, it is in my garage.
Have you ridden it? That's the key.
Yes, I have, around the yard once.
But at least you could say it's been ridden.
We'll have to work on that.
But at least you could say it was ridden. That's the cool thing.
Oh, absolutely. My problem is that I don't have a helmet, and I haven't been able to figure out how to find a helmet.
I know how to find a helmet. All we have to do is look here on the
Do you
left.
have like extra large?
We do.
Okay, then we're set. Extra large bloviated head gets to have a helmet. I'm good.
Well, I think that's a great point because, and I know we're kind of slightly laughing at this, but helmets do need to be properly fitted, right? I mean, you just don't pop it on your head.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you want me to do that right now?
I think so. I think that'll be a great. Let's show how we properly fit a bike rider for a helmet. Val, you didn't think you'd be Vanna White today like this, did you?
I did not. I did not, and I'm glad that my hair is doing good, looking good right now.
It was.
And it will have helmet hair.
But
vanity, that's one of the reasons why most kids don't like to wear helmets. It's a vanity issue.
Yep.
And my answer is always, you won't look good in the hospital.
That's right.
And by wearing a helmet, you can guarantee that most of those little falls that you're going to take, you're safe and you're good. And wow.
So while Ellen's unpacking the helmet, Ellen, explain to us like some of the initial steps we look at to properly fit a helmet for somebody.
Okay, the first thing you do is kind of eyeball how big their head is. But Val already told me she's an extra large, so that solved that one.
Okay.
We do about 2,000 helmets a year that we give some of them away. We sell some. Now, I love the foundation at Calneva, and I love the helmets that they offer people. But Jennifer and I, a long time ago, decided we buy too many helmets. And so we just get them direct from Helmets R Us, which is where CNH gets them from.
Okay.
And if any of the other clubs are looking to do helmets for kids, which is by far one of the most important things you can do, talk to Jennifer. They've got helmets.
And Jennifer's with me this weekend, and so I'm very excited because they're going to be on the show next week, and you can talk about how to get grants to be able to do this. But I have to tell you, as I'm looking at this helmet, it is set up for me because it actually tells me what side's the front and what side's the back.
And you know what else? It has a crank in the back so we can make it bigger or smaller, so it actually fits people.
Okay.
And we'll put it on your head.
Now, I want people to notice that the helmets nowadays are aerodynamic. They're not the bowl cut helmets that we used to see early on. They're aerodynamic, the way that they kind of stream off the back and the point off the back, and of course the aeration for the head with the holes on top. And I don't know if Val's being squeezed into that. I can't tell.
Well, her
But,
hair is a little bit. She's got a lot of hair.
okay,
But
yeah,
that's
don't
okay.
don't get the
Because
hair
that's
caught
just
in the clip.
cushion.
Okay.
All right, there she goes.
And
Now, the other thing I have for this that makes it look cooler, like
Uh-huh.
you're a bike guy, but I'm not going to put it on right now because my arthritis wins. Goes right here, and we'll get
Right.
Roger to put it on in a minute. And then she looks like a real bike rider.
So now that you have her clipped in there, in all sincerity, how do you make sure that that's the proper fit, that it's not too tight, that it's not too loose? Is it talk
Under
about
the
that?
chin, you want it so you have two of her fingers, so that it's loose enough that it's comfortable.
Okay.
And the other thing is the crank in the back, you loosen it. And he's ready to go show you how to fix bikes.
all right.
So,
But
all right.
yes, the most important thing of anything is making sure that they are safe.
No, is it? By the way, is Andy with you there in Reno, Val?
No, he's not. He's actually watching from home.
Well, I
And
hope
I'm just scaring him more than anything else. Because he's going to see me riding up and down the street to the park with my helmet.
Well, I just hope he grabbed a screenshot of you with the helmet on. That's all. That's. If not, I'm sure
Okay,
John.
we'll wander down the hall.
All right. Is it easy to make the switch, or do you want to go to break while you transition over?
Why don't you go to break and
All right.
we'll walk on down the hall.
You got it, John. Let's go to break. You're watching Kiwanis Connects. We're going to see Val get set up. We've seen her now be helmet fitted. Now we're going to see her work on the bike. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Are you feeling overwhelmed or stressed? Remember to take a moment for your mental health. At the Mental Health Moment, we believe in the power of self-care and community support. Our mission is to encourage and empower individuals across generations to prioritize their mental well-being. Our program called CARE takes you through community, awareness, resources, and education so we can support you every step of the way. Join us at the Mental Health Moment. Visit our website or follow us on social media because your mental health matters. Remember, take a moment for your mental health.
Some estimates say that someone in the United States has a stroke every 40 seconds. Rocky, please share with us your experience.
Aaron, as we all think we are invincible, after playing baseball for 12 years and never missing a game, I had a stroke while I was umpiring. It put a new perspective on life for me. No more golf, bowling, dancing, or most importantly, playing catch with my grandchildren. Please listen to your own body warnings. Pay attention and watch for your family and your friends. Watch for those warning signs. You are not invincible.
Derek, what are some of the symptoms and signs we should be aware of?
The simple rule is to remember the be fast rule. Balance, beware of loss of balance. Eyes, check for vision loss. Face, check if one arm is weak or numb. Speech, listen for slurred speech. Time, call 911 immediately if there's treatment available if it's within 3 hours.
John, what are some of the resources that folks have available for them?
There are several stroke support groups available to stroke survivors and their caregivers. Many of the stroke support groups you can attend can be accessed on your computer via Zoom. The stroke groups we support are located at the bottom of the screen.
This message was proudly brought to you by the following: the Kiwanis Club of Laguna Elk Grove, the Kiwanis Club of Oakland, and the Kiwanis Club of Palo Alto.
All right, welcome back to Kiwanis Connects. We see now that, I feel like this, I have to kind of put these words into perspective. It's like this is hands-on. We're moving around. Val now, after being fitted with our helmet, and we're up in Reno, by the way, is now about to show us how a basic repair is done. But before you do that, Val, let's do a quick reset for people just joining us. Where are you and why are you where you're at?
Hi, everybody. I am actually in Reno, Nevada, and I had the opportunity to meet with and get to know both Ellen and Ray, and I can't tell you how exciting it is to know that bike safety is their major focus and bicycle safety for kids, especially here in Reno, where they have to travel almost 3 miles to get to school. This is a way to help kids stay in school. It's a way to help kids stay safe, and it's a way to help kids enjoy the outside world. So I'm glad you're here with me. We've started outside. Now we're in the repair shop, and Roger's going to tell me how to do this. So, Roger, take it away.
Okay, so our big push right now is getting bikes ready for kids for Christmas. We started that about a month ago. And so we are working on what we call bikes that we work with Salvation Army. We do the Angel Tree. And then when that's over, we basically donate another couple hundred bikes for them to give away. So this would be what we're looking at right here would be an example of the kind of bike that we get, and then we then redo it to make it ready for kids for Christmas. Now, the bike I grabbed was the one in the front, and it doesn't have a chain yet, but what we're going to do is get it started. I'll put the chain on later, but what we normally do is we do the air and brakes and then the chain, and chain will be later, but we'll also have to make it look nice. So this one, if you notice here, has kind of a torn up seat and grips are old. So what we're going to do is we're going to air up the tires, make sure those are good, and then we're going to put a new saddle on it. Seat or saddle. Real bike riders always call them saddles.
Yeah.
We call it seat. And then new grips, which I have sitting there. So Val is going to start by putting some air in the tires. There's an airline right behind you there.
So Roger, while she's getting ready to do that, talk about it was brought up by Ellen before commercial that you do repair camps and you teach kids how to repair. Talk about that, please.
Yes, we basically try to get. We say that you can't be a safe rider if you have an unsafe bike. That's always the start on all this. So we focus really a lot on making sure the brakes are working, the tires are good, all of that, so that it is a safe bike to ride. So we go through all the basics on that. You have to hold that with your thumb.
All right.
Yes, and then you go. So then we do all the, we do the tires, the brakes, the chain, all the shiftings to make sure that the bike is ready for safe riding. And the kids, then of course, we also work with them on how to ride safely on the road and off-road so that they're not going to get hit by cars or have any kind of a problem like that. So this is what we do. We normally spend on our camp, we spend 4 hours. So we've spent basically 20 hours making sure that they know how to fix bikes and then also maintain them. How and when they should put oil on things, when they should grease things, when they should replace tires, etc. So that they will. And we believe that this is a skill and something that they can use sort of the rest of their life. I'm 81. I'm still actively riding. So they start at age 10. They can ride for a long time and still have fun with it when they get older. So
right on. All right. So it looks like we're about to go to a new seat. Her favorite color, of course, or in her color family.
I just happened to find that one. So what we have to do is take this one off. It's kind of bolted on here, so I'll need to grab some wrenches.
All right. So I'm actually using tools.
I would hope so.
You can hold the other side. I'll turn this side.
And I know you're strong, but to try to use them with your fingers would be tough there.
It's not holding. Okay.
So
it's like when I was getting married, we registered for different things.
Right.
And we registered for a whole new power tools kit. And everybody kept saying, why did Andy have all those things on the wedding registry? And I said, those aren't for Andy, they're mine. He doesn't want me using his power tools.
Roger, just keep in mind as you're bending in there, we're not able to see what's happening with
Okay, I'm getting out of the way now.
No, that's okay. That's right. I just didn't know how much you're doing in the setup there to make it easy.
Yeah, we're taking.
We're literally taking the seat off.
This one was put on with a little screw. The new one will slide right on with some bolts. Now take this one.
I'm really looking forward to seeing Val put that greasy chain on. That's what I want to see.
That's okay. So you can see this seat is kind of torn up. We wouldn't want a kid to have this for Christmas.
Right.
Could I put one plug in?
Now,
Absolutely.
you just
He said you do air brakes and chain check. You know what that is? ABCs of bike checks.
air, brake, and chains, right?
Ever broken chains. All right.
Now that old seat, would you just trash that old seat? There's no purpose for it, right?
Well, this one has no metal on it. If they
Okay.
have metal in here, we put it in metal recycling.
Okay,
This
so
one is-
otherwise you just trash that, yes?
This would be trashed,
Sadly.
Gotcha. Okay.
unfortunately. But like I say, most of them have metal, and we
Right.
put them in metal recycling. So
Okay.
they crunch them up and separate the metal, and it's used for something else.
Okay, very cool.
Oh, this is so cool. It just slides right. It's got a special mechanism underneath and it just slides right on and snaps in and you tighten the bolts.
Wow.
I think if people knew how easy it was to actually repair, there'd be less bikes that end up in the landfill.
I wasn't sure what size it was.
And so I think that that's one of the major things that we also teach kids is that it's worthwhile to work on their bicycles and keep them working. Versus asking for a brand new one every year.
Sure.
So you can see the grips on this one are kind of beat up, so I'm going to cut these off.
You're not going to let her use a knife?
The grip, hang on, guys. Guys, right. Thank you, Val. The grips are not in camera. Now they are. There you go. Thank you.
Yeah.
So you can see they're dirty and not in great shape. So we will get some new ones. And this will then start looking a lot nicer for the little people when this most likely will be a little girl that grabs this one. This is what they call a 16-inch bike. So that's usually kids in their, first, second, third grade kind of age.
Okay. While you guys are working on that, how many bikes do you have in inventory right now waiting to be handed out?
We have about 150 to 200. I haven't counted lately.
Okay.
We're hoping to get another 100 or so ready so that we have that number in the end.
Now,
And how many do you usually get from Burning Man when Burning Man is over?
That's an independent question, though.
Okay, that's a separate question.
This last year, we sold like 650 bikes to Burning Man, and we got back like 370.
wow.
Something like that.
Now,
That's good. That's fair enough.
now let's talk about the website. And if people want to make donations who are watching that are not in the Reno area, how can they support the cause?
They can make cash donations. What we aren't able to do is take bikes from out of the area because it's too expensive to go get them. I say that, but then there's a club outside of Modesto that brought a huge trailer up and we gave them bikes to use for their bike event. And then I saw there was an article in the Calneva magazine about them and the bike stuff that they did. So we love to work with other Kiwanis clubs. Our website is kiwanisbikes.org.
Okay.
And at kiwanisbikes.org, there's a donate here button. And I believe we say $50 fixes a bike for a kid for Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah.
When we buy the grips in the seat and sometimes new pedals, not always. Sometimes new tires because the tires look like they've been murdered and a few other things. But that's on average.
So while you're working on that, I just pulled up the website, folks, and you can see on there, there's tabs all across the top. And the fourth one, pretty much in the middle, actually says donate. And there is a nice breakdown on there of what the costs, what your donation can support. So do that because, this almost likens itself back in the day. And Ellen, you kind of alluded to it earlier about the old bike rodeos or, like we used to take our bikes to elementary school, they check the brakes and you'd have to put the orange flag on. But this is much more intense. And I want people to realize that we're not talking about your standard bike rodeo anymore.
Now, we still do that, though.
Okay.
We still go places like Boys and Girls Club, and the trailer that Val was standing in front of goes with us, and it's full of the same kind of things we have here in the repair shop.
Okay.
To do there.
Okay, you saw Gal just put one grip on. The trick is you put a little bit of soapy water. If you try to put it on without soapy water,
It's impossible.
It's impossible because it's too sticky. But if you put a little bit of soapy water in the side, and then I'll turn this over.
All right. And do we spray the actual bar?
You can, but I don't need to.
Look at that. She's a bike repair mechanic.
There you go. Look at that.
This bike, like I said, the next thing, of course, it needs is to put a chain on, which will take a while because I have to take off the chain guard. But
Okay.
the other thing we do then is we usually clean it up. You can see this has some dirt on the wheels, so we'll take rags, wipe them down. We actually have some bicycle wax that we put on some of these, but we only pick bikes that have a pretty nice looking frame.
Mhm.
So this one would then be one, it has a coaster brake, so the brakes always work.
Mhm.
It would be one that we would then put in our area to, first, we have bikes that go out with the angel tree, you know, where people pull a tag for a kid for a bike. And then after, and then after that, we put those in a trailer and haul them over to wherever Salvation Army is distributing bikes this year. They always have some kind of a big building that they utilize, old big buildings that are not being used for something else right now. So
Right on.
And don't forget, we also give them to the schools, as we said earlier,
Yeah.
all
Right.
year. So
Right.
don't forget those schools.
No,
But again,
absolutely.
and this of course would go with a helmet.
Right.
So we give out and the hundreds of helmets with all the bikes that we do over there. So
So what
It's
do you
already
charge?
starting to look so much better than when we first walked into the room.
Oh,
Just with the brand new seat and
Yeah.
grips
yeah,
and simple cleanup.
the big thing is stuff that people touch, like the saddles and the grips. That's what you want to look nice and feel good. You don't want these other ones. You can't see that, but they're kind of sticky. So when you
Right.
grip them, your hands will kind of stick on those. So you don't want that. You want a nice, clean.
Put a sticker.
Now,
Oh, and then when we're done,
okay.
you can see this.
Yep.
We put a Kiwanis sticker on
Is that like a certification mark?
right there.
Mhm. Okay.
We put we buy these by the hundreds, and
Okay.
and they stick on and look really nice. And then we know then which bike was ours.
There you go.
Because a lot of them we see again.
Mhm.
People bring them back, trade them in for a next bigger size for their kids. Or Burning Man, of course, they bring them back to us, and we say, "Oh, that was one of ours." So
That's right. It's a good identification mark. Well, Val, congratulations there. That's right. She got Andy so proud.
normally on the bigger bikes we test ride them, but I don't think we want Val to test ride this bike. I think that
Well,
would
wait a
not
minute.
work too well.
Wait a minute. Don't say I don't think so. I don't know. I bet we can pony up some money. I bet we can pony up some money for donations.
It doesn't have a chain yet, so
Oh,
it wouldn't
okay.
work too well.
All right. No, but I'll just get her on the bike for a picture. That'll work too. All right. Val, let me ask you a
It's
question.
going to do it.
Val, do you have something? Listen, this is a great. I love this stuff. Do you have something else for your wow moment that you're going to share today? So we let John know if we need the intro.
Absolutely, I do.
All right. So John, that's going to be your cue. Give us a. Oh, wait, you're on it. We got to tilt the phone down. Let's check this out. Andy, have your screenshot stuff ready.
Is that better?
Go more to your right, Val. Go more into the corner because we can't see the bike. Go back by that tire pump back there. There you go. Now we got you. Mama Flo's going to be so proud. Look at this. Look at that.
Yeah, but for a safety PSA, don't leave the house without your helmet on.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's not
right.
actually riding.
Well,
She's
where's
just
the helmet?
modeling
Hey.
this.
Get the helmet. Where's the helmet you just got fitted? Come on now. I want to see the whole picture.
Oh, it's in the other room. So let's not do that right now. It's okay.
Oh, all right. How much do you sell the helmets for, by the way? for people?
$15. We sell them at cost
Okay.
because we don't want to make any money on helmets.
Okay.
And we've been known to sell them for less than $15 down to $1 if people can't afford 15,
Well,
because we just want helmets on kids' heads.
I'm going to
And
tell
I
you what.
think we donate about 1,000 helmets a year too. I've never counted those.
Well, that's a
We
lot
just
of
figure it's doing business. Yeah.
I tell you what, I'm going to sponsor the $15 helmet for Val, so she gets her helmet to go home with.
Oh, I was going to just send it.
Oh, okay, never mind. But I'll go ahead. You can do that, but I'll still send a donation. John back in the studio put a comment in our private chat. He says, "But can you ride in the house without a helmet?"
If you're crazy.
No.
I like being married, so I'm going to say no.
Okay.
No room in the house.
At least
Helmet or
that's
no helmet.
At least that's what you say publicly. Whatever happens, it's a different story. All right, Hey, with that, you know what time it is, folks? It's time for Val's wow moment. So, John, let's hit it up. Maybe not.
And so, you know, I had the best experience last weekend that I was really dreading it. I have to tell you, I went to our Kiwanis CNH Fall Rally North. And that's me hanging out with 2,500, 3,000 of my favorite high school students. And let me tell you what that experience is like when you have a van full of students that are doing cheers for 2.5 hours on their way to Discovery Kingdom. And they're doing their cheers. They're very excited and they rah, rah, rah. And then they do big screaming cheers. And it's not just for fun, but it's for pediatric trauma prevention. And so they fundraise thousands of dollars for pediatric trauma prevention. And for those of you out there who have ever had a kid have an accident, you realize that 90% of the accidents that kids have that put them in the hospital are preventable. And so our high school students are focused in on making sure that not even one preventable accident occurs. And so they spend all semester, all spring semester, raising funds to do that. And they donate that to our CNH Children's Fund. We do matching grants and we do bike helmets. We do special monitors for pediatric babies to make sure they're still breathing. So that's my wow moment. And Fall Rally is double the size of, Fall Rally South is double the size of North. So we probably raised a little over $25,000 last weekend. And I know that they're going to double that when they get down to Valencia. But there's a bunch of stuff for the wrap up. And so I'm going to step away from my wow for a minute. Do you want to do your dad jokes before we go to that? Or do you want to have Ellen and Roger do a wrap up?
I don't know what's going on that side. So you tell me which way you want to do it, boss.
Well, Roger is very excited, and we're getting ready to set ourselves up for another show in the spring. But Roger really wanted to show you the stove, and I can't say it.
Let's do it.
The Cenowick stove, and actually reach out to our listeners. So if
let's do it.
We're good to go. All right. So
this is the Cenowick stove. It's basically metal on the outside, and then if you can see inside, there is there's a fired clay pot on the inside, right in here. I'll get this metal out of the way. Fired clay, and then there's a pipe here that has holes in it, and the pellets go down inside, and they burn very clean. Of course, the kettle sits on the top here, and we just did some tests with this, so that we have, like I said, we're working with a group in Africa, so we have trying to get our efficiency up and also try to get the stove so that it will work for them. So we think this is getting really close. We painted blue, of course, to go with the blue. and we're, like I said, we're really excited about this. We're trying to get some more funding to do additional testing because it has to also go through a certification test. And that costs quite a bit of money. So
I want to add one thing that he hasn't said. The reason they started doing this is because how many people die a year in Africa from stoves inside their huts in rural Africa?
Most of the burning and cooking is done on what they call 3 rocks. They put 3 rocks down, have a wood fire, put a kettle on top of that. And they estimate that in Africa alone, over 1 million women die prematurely because of smoke inhalation. Because they start cooking with this at an early age, and it builds up because it's really smoky. This basically has no smoke, which is a really big thing, and it also burns very efficiently. And it uses pellets that we're trying to use recycled material, and the pellets that we use are made from peanut husks. In Malawi, where we're working with people there, their big source of protein is peanuts, and of course they have all the peanut husks after that, so they make them into pellets, and they burn great. And so it's using a waste product because they have almost no wood. Wood is basically getting really scarce in lot of East Africa.
So, hey,
Wow.
Grace, I know you're probably out there watching. Let's get together and have a program where the Kiwanis clubs in Africa pair up with Roger and Ellen, and we'll do a whole show on that to get you guys all together on how Kiwanis can be a part of this Cenowick stove. And so we got 2 shows for the price of 1 today, Aaron. Isn't
There
that
you go.
amazing?
Listen, that's a typical Vegas thing. We got a 2 for going. That's okay. We got a 2 for, I
Right.
just tagged her. I just tagged her in the chat room. I put Grace's name in there, so she'll get a notification that she's been tagged in this. And so hopefully she'll, if she's not already watching, which she normally does,
Yeah, she's
she'll get a notification that we're talking about her. So very cool. I love it. I love the name, the Cenowick. Now, are you going to put like a Kiwanis logo on the pot itself too, or are you just going to leave it that way?
If Kiwanis lets us.
It gets a little warm on the outside, so it has to be something that is able to withstand some temperature. But yeah, we're working with that. All these, of course, will be made in Africa,
Okay.
and so we're going to have to work with our colleagues over there that actually do the manufacturing. Turns out, actually, most of the work is done by women. They're the ones that make all the fire clay pots and put it all together. So
As if
it
for,
will employ a lot of people. The stoves that they're now making require electricity, and they wanted stoves that didn't need electricity, which is what this one has. And their production right now is 200 to 300 done per month.
wow.
They want to keep it up to like 1,000 a month. But the demand is for stoves that don't need electricity, because 80% of the country in Malawi,
Doesn't
people
matter.
don't have electricity.
Well, as if on cue, guess who jumped into the chat room and is watching right now? But Grace herself, all the way out in South Africa, just jumped in the chat room. Grace, we're talking about you. So if you've missed the show up to this point, sorry, you're gonna have to go back and watch it, because what we're just talking about is something that Val is going to connect everybody with and make this available to you out there. So yeah, as if on cue, Val, there's Grace jumping on in.
Awesome.
Looks like she had a hotline to what we were doing. All right.
All right, Aaron, why don't you take it away?
All right. So before you do that, I got to make one change to my background, because why not? I can. So there you go. You don't have to deal with that.
Nice.
Now, I am doing part 2 of Halloween themed bad dad jokes. There's a 50-50 chance I may not be with you all next week, depending upon the agenda. I will be in Orlando next week, emceeing a golf tournament that got washed out by Helene at the end of September. So I have to see where all the golfers are at noontime next week. So I'm 50-50. So I got a few extra jokes in there this week, because I don't know my quantity. So here we go. Please, folks, don't hold back your laughter, okay? It makes me feel good. Here you go. How do you know when you've been ghosted? The poltergeist doesn't text you back. What? I just read them, folks. Just remember that. What kind of horse do ghosts ride? Of course, they ride a nightmare.
All right, I got that one. I love it.
That one took a little bit. What did the Mummy film director say? That's a wrap. All right, I'm on a roll with Val. She's loving these, I can tell. Why did the Mummy TP the tree? He needed somewhere to hang his clothes so he can go skinny dipping.
Worse, I think.
Why are vampires easily fooled?
Hmm.
Because they're suckers. Wait, I got a growl from Roger in the background. That's not a good thing. What's a vampire's favorite fruit?
Blood oranges.
Nectarines.
Nectarines.
Hey, what's a skeleton's favorite song? It's by George Thorogood. Bad to the bone. Kathy Zemansky, yes, I said it, Kathy. Not no. Yes, I did go there. So, what happened to the witch who flew her broom while angry? She flew off the handle. We're almost done, folks. We're almost done. Why does a witch ride a broomstick in the first place? So she can make a clean getaway.
From Roger. So all is good.
Oh, you like that one? All right.
He really did. I like that one too.
What do you get when you drop a pumpkin?
A big splash.
You get squash.
Oh,
I have
Alright.
two here for my friends in California, and then we'll call it a day. There you go. There you go. Where do ghosts go on vacation? They go to Malibu. Why was the cemetery chosen to be the perfect location to write a movie, you may ask? Because it had great plots. Last one. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Omar.
Omar who?
Oh my gosh, it's finally Halloween. And I am done. Woohoo!
Oh, Aaron, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love being able to laugh every Friday with you. It's just like hard times.
thanks for having us today, Aaron.
Well, thank you for coming on. Well, you guys, listen, Ellen, Roger, you guys keep doing what you do with the great support of the community and your home Kiwanis Club. It's a great thing that you're educating not only the kids, but the parents that bring their kids to get
That's
them to learn
true.
as well. So please, please keep it going. And if you're listening, Target, or you're listening out there, these big companies, help support them with some good stuff too is okay. We'll take some new bikes as well. But any donations are great.
Absolutely.
Go to the website, make some donations to help them out as well. So Val, take it away. Final thoughts on your end before we say goodbye.
You know, one of the universal things that happens around the world is children will ride bikes and adults ride bikes. And so knowing that this is one of those universal projects that almost any Kiwanis club could pick up and do, it's amazing. And so knowing that Roger and Ellen have been doing this for so long, I just thank them. I hope there are people in the local community that will join in and support them, and that we can do this in Africa, we can do this in Australia, we can do this across the world. And so that's what Kiwanis is all about. It's helping kids in our community. So
We're happy to share. If anybody wants to contact us at the contact us at kiwanisbikes.org, more than happy to share some of our bruises.
As well as the fact Kiwanis Bikes is also on Facebook. So you can check them out and you can like the page and see the happenings as well. So well said. You know, it's a simple project in a lot of ways. And I think sometimes we look for projects that get too convoluted. Yet here's one with simple, I'll put that word in quotes, bike safety, making certain kids have bikes, things are good, is a relatively simple concept. And sometimes we need to go back to basics. So I tip my cap because there are not enough people riding bikes in general, especially kids, because of those darn computers. So keep it up, keep up the good work.
True.
And I'm so happy we had the opportunity to showcase what you guys do with that. So no question with that. Real quickly, a little programming note. Tomorrow, join me at Aaron's Hour. That's going to be 11 a.m. Eastern time, when my guest will be managing partner Keith Robertson of a company called 12 Stone Consulting. They're all about helping businesses grow, meeting with people. Their business consultants can help you grow. With that, Val, any other final thoughts before we say goodbye?
you know, I am in Reno for the rest of the weekend because we are trying to build a stronger foundation for our children's fund here in Calneva. And I would ask that if you find a couple extra dollars in your wallet over the weekend, if you could send it forward to the children's fund. We really want to be able to grant every club a grant to support them, and we want to support the children's hospitals. So that's where I'm headed next. I'm headed over to the local children's hospital, and we're going to give them a very large check and say thank you for all that they do, because it is one of the regional hospitals where people come from Idaho, California, Nevada, and there's like 9 different states that this is the trauma center for their children. And so help us support them. So.
Right on. Right on. Last question for me as we say goodbye. Val, you want to make a World Series prediction?
Dodgers in 4.
Four? Hey, Roger, did she dip into some of that oil back there that we don't know about?
I think she was sniffing some of it, yeah.
Or, holy cow, Yankees in 6. With that, we're going to say goodbye. Have a great week, everybody. This
Thank
show
you.
is officially over.
Thank you.